We are in game. Can you believe it? We are actually looking at the Rift, and I'm joined by an emergency sub. Hello and welcome to VCS, Slogan. I'm very happy to have you here, and very sorry for the delay, as we have our first trade of the game.
Yeah, and it is, of course, the classic level 1 bot lane extravaganza, I'm just going to call it. Has literally just been popping out massively over the last few patches. Especially, of course, with these double sort of AD carry bot lanes where you just have the support in perhaps form of the Caitlyn on top with those Hail of Blades trades. And, you know, just getting that early ward into that mid lane. No, not middle bot lane brush. I don't know if that brush actually has a special name. Is absolutely vital for the sort of next 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and we've seen this matchup in game 1 already, and back then it was Team Secret who won the level 1 trades and won the level 1 push as well. They are bleeding a little bit of HP, but they are they do have a better position now in the lane, so it seems like Zeri Lulu is just dominating today in the level 1 matchup. I'm not entirely sure why we keep looking at bot lane when this is the lane that everyone has seen for 100 times for the last 2 months. But at least we are looking at Rift, so I really, beggars can't be choosers, right?
Yeah, and Eddie and Juhao do hit that level 2 first of all, and we do also see BJ just jungling down towards this bot lane. The way neutral objectives are currently just sort of designed in the game means that bot lane is just your lane to play around. No jungler in history ever paths towards the top side. Perhaps maybe in case if it were in Elise, however, BJ, he's been quite cheeky. Please note that in Season 13, enemy jungle camps do take quite a bit longer because they do have that 20% extra sort of resistance buff on them. However, it does seem like this play is actually paying off. BJ manages to secure that camp for himself. And he should also be safe. However, we do see Artifact actually moving up. This could spell disaster. But
Froggy stunned. What is happening?
It is a classic Fiesta. BJ jumps in and he is able to secure the first blood against Artifact. Brilliant play by him, but he does also get picked up by Penguin. And
well, that's 2 for 2 on the deadly first
blood. What did my eyes just see? That was quite bonkers. That was not really something I was expecting to see. I know, yeah, it is an Italy, and Italy is something else. If you're from Europe, however, like all the Nidalees in Europe, they suck. Like your average sort of master tier Nidalee player in Korea is about 1,000 times better than 1,000 times worse than any sort of Korean player, and I'm not sure. I think BJ did actually pick that one up, but now
he smited it away.
He does have the advantage. Does also have the Conqueror, however. As the auto attack stack through, and now BJ goes down as well, and he also has the Triumph to just save him from there. And now Froggy should be able to pick this one up. However, he does get heavily tongued by Artifact as well. But Hazmit is there to save the day once again as well.
Yeah, we do have the red buff transfer, so that's still alive. We can go for another fight, another round. Everyone has blown their flashes now, so... bot lane. Something happened in bot lane too. Look at the summoner spells. Everything used there as well, and it looks like SGB is up to a little bit of a better start in bot lane. So we have another look at this crazy fight around the river. This time BJ doesn't make it out and doesn't get the double kill like in game 1, but still picks up the first kill of the game, and here we are again, 2 junglers clashing over and over again.
Yeah, well, it does look like Penguin is just going to end up getting his blue up. Doesn't really want to go for an extra bit of aggression in terms of that play. However, it is crazy what we're currently seeing. But Hero, he's just pushing this top lane, just probably wants to secure a nice and easy back pot for himself.
What is he doing?
Trying to chunk down that plating right there. That was quite cheeky, and perhaps even a bit risky. As we get another replay of that, I'm just gonna call it a jungle extravaganza once again between BJ and Penguin. Most importantly, though, it does really slow down
I like how Froggy
everything
just
that they had in terms of
absolutely everything there.
yeah. I mean, bot lane used everything as well, but Nidalee she's nowhere near as good in terms of how she can sort of start plays and where she really pays off in terms of mid-game presence. And
Oh,
that
she got spotted, I think,
she
by the...
does fall behind. I think she did get spotted, but Eddie does get chunked up once again. Does have the barrier still. However, that doesn't really work out for him because the wave is in an absolutely disastrous state right now.
Yeah, it's still going to be SGB with the control over the bot side, and this is very likely going to transition into a dragon. Way too risky to fight against the support and ADC first move. Even Froggy with control over the mid lane. So yeah, first dragon over to SGB. It's the first ocean dragon, which usually bodes well for laning phase, because extra HP for free every few seconds is very nice, and you can sustain better through the laning phase. Especially nice for the top lane, with On just being on the back foot against Renekton for most of the laning phase, so he can just chill on the tower, pick up CS here and there, and just wait for the outscale to come in. So far, we had a very explosive early game, but now the game has slowed down to a more reasonable pace, I'd say, which Nidalee is probably not too happy about, but she's still farming up a storm and is going to try to accelerate in no time whatsoever again.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the early game really didn't work out the way that SGB wanted it to do in this case. However, Nidalee still has about, I reckon, 10 to 12 minutes where she really shines and where it's up to BJ to really make use of that pick. But if we were to just put that aside, nothing really going on too much right now. I mean, of course, Shogun and Taki, they are up quite a few CS in this bot lane, but that is to expected. I think we've all seen this bot lane matchup about 1,000 times. And the big...
It's definitely going much better than in Game 1. Game 1 was pretty much even between the two bot lanes up until mid-game, where Shogun then got a huge advantage through the mid-game plays of the rest of his team, most of them through BJ. So this laning phase is actually much more successful from Shogun and Taki, and they seem to have figured out a way, but now Penguin is here, the counter gank.
And of course, he's looking to make things happen. He does have the Cyclone available, but also
off damage.
The ultimate from Shogun coming through, doing an absolutely amazing work, and this could be disaster. Froggy also just joining this fight. I'm not sure if he'll be able to pick up Penguin. Artifact does not land, but now it is BJ once again coming through right there, but Artifact does have the stun ready. Tibbers is also available for him, and now BJ going in once again, tries to pick up Eddie. He does not manage to do so, and with that, he should probably go down to Artifact right here.
What are we doing?
A matter of when the next Q lands, and with that going through, it does really not go down that well for SGB.
Yeah, SGB overextending here in the trade. They were so close to actually bursting the enemy jungle, and if they're successful there, just bursting down Penguin, they can turn the whole map situation around. But overextended didn't go their way, and now suddenly a 2-kill lead for the side of Team Secret. One went over to their jungler, I believe, and one went over to Artifact. So both of them using everything in their arsenal, but coming away with the 2 kills and an early advantage for Team Secret.
As we do, of course, get that all-important replay. And as you can see right there, just the culling from Shogun doing so much work, and the Cyclone does end up picking him up. But until then, I mean, just look at Eddie, Penguin, and Shuha. They don't have any HP whatsoever, but most importantly, as you've pointed out, Froggy with no mana at all. And with
they could disengage here, but BJ wants the kill. He goes back in, and Tibbers is still there for Artifact. He has another stun too, so an easy execution on the jungler too. Nice little cheeky auto attack to secure the kill. And now suddenly SGB finding themselves quite far behind, especially BJ. After dominating game 1, he got the official MVP too on the Nidalee. Completely ran over Penguin, was 4 levels ahead at some point in the game. Now on the Nidalee from behind, it's not so easy to play.
Tidal wave coming through though. Artifact does use that stopwatch to just neglect that tidal wave. And now they could perhaps look to just secure a wee bit of Dragon Vision, just perhaps set up their game for the next dragon.
Yeah, we don't have a timer. It should be like 2.5 minutes away, maybe, I'd guess. Can't see the indicator on the map yet, so it's not super imminent, but we have another roam on the cards for Froggy. That's a low Renekton, and he doesn't have ultimate either. No flash. This should be pretty easy execution. He was spotted on the ward, though.
Yeah, move. That artifact is obviously roaming up, and he does have the Tibbers available as well. This could potentially spell disaster for Froggy as he gets stunned, and Hero there with the next stun as well. Now, Hasmid has to be careful. He has to make sure that he gets away from this play, but BJ is the one to follow up this play and ends up turning everything into a one-on-one play.
And to me, in comparison, especially to the first game where SGB came in fresh, they looked amazing, their coordination was great, their restraint was much improved from last year. It doesn't really look like that team anymore, and we have to give them a little bit of slack, cut them some slack, because they've been sitting on stage for ages, just staring at the frozen game, so there might be a little bit of tilt, a little bit of indecision coming in, and it looks a little bit frantic as Froggy overextends into a position where he's never gonna get away from, and Hasmid could have even died if not for his jungler coming in to save the day. So it's a 1-for-1 overall. The kill to the Nidalee is always good to see, but they were planning on getting maybe even 2 kills here, and it was a 3v2 situation, so honestly, still a victorious kind of play setup for Team Secret.
Binjo, however, looking to secure this all-important second dragon, and it does manage to do so. Spear shot lands, followed by good old smite, and with that, they do get themselves. And I'm just going to call it an important lead in terms of dragons. Dragons are crazy important for the game right now in this current state. That's also the reason behind why we just see the same bot lanes over and over again. Because basically, Nami Lucian, they're just the best when it comes to only laning power, and they're only really offset by Zeri that just outscales any other AD carries from that sort of 3-item onwards point.
Yeah, now they have a lot of pressure for the next 2 dragons, which is exactly what they want to have, right? They have a lot of control over the bot side of the river, as we have a little bit of an all-in in the bot lane.
Tidal wave coming through, and however, the spear does not land from BJ. He should, however, be able to pick up this kill, and BJ does go down with the turret as well, which is that Shahu does survive this play once again.
It's a little ugly from the side of Saigon Buffalo. They are losing on the other side of the map. The tower's already down. That's the second charge of the Rift Herald, and Hasmid is under a lot of pressure. He might just die. Yeah,
yeah, with the Dominus of Heroes still available, that is a far too easy dive. And to be honest, that was quite predictable. He should have just let go of that tier 2 turret. But I mean, in the end, that is an awful lot of gold that they just sort of give up for free, because tier 2 turrets are worth an absolute F-ton of gold right now.
It's a horrible blunder from the side of Saigon Buffalo, and really just BJ playing way below his standards, especially of game 1, just missing all the easy abilities and then dying for no reason, giving up a kill to Lulu. Now, that's not super consequential, but still, he wasn't able to recall and help top lane. Top lane dies as well for no reason, still gives up 2 towers. So out of nowhere, Team Secret now off to a great lead, and it's a very lopsided advantage, like it was in Game 2, where all the power for Team Secret is in Hero, and we did tease Hero in this matchup. It's 5 hours ago now, so maybe you don't remember, but Hero against Hasmid was the avenue to victory for me, looking at this matchup, if you look at the Team Secret side, because we know how good Shogun and Taki are. They are world-class, maybe the only real world-class bot lane in the VCS, and they have been winning pretty consistently here today. But Hasmid is struggling in the last 2 maps. He was 0-3 after the early game. A lot of attention up to the top lane in game 2. And now game 3 starts off with him 30 CS down, just waiting to scale, losing 2 towers in the mid game.
Yeah, that isn't really what you'd personally want. And now Artifact is looking to perhaps make a play on Shogun. Does have the flash available. But in the end, I do think that he gets spotted, Shogun and Taki just being quite cautious right there.
So now we have to see how Saigon Buffalo is going to set up the next 2 dragons. They can kind of just deprioritize the dragon and just give On a little bit more time to get to his items, because he's not going to be very useful for the next dragon fight that's going to come up in 2 minutes or so. So we might just delay the Dragon Snowball for Saigon Buffalo and give it up in favor of just having a little bit more time to scale on Hasmut. But then again, you need to be wary of Eddie on the Zeri Lulu as well. So I'm not so sure what they're going to go for. But I would like to see a little bit more investment into the bot side river. Clear some vision, try to set up some flank wards maybe into the enemy jungle. At the moment, it's just an ARAM in the mid lane. And let's see who gets the first jump.
Artifact just looking to make those plays once again. Does have the Sun as well as the Tiv available. And they should be able to pick up this first round of the game. No real possibility for SGB to contest this pick.
Yeah, and with the Herald, they can, of course, just spawn that mid lane in a minute or two and transition that into mid lane advantage and dragon control. Let's see if Saigon Buffalo finds a way to get back to this mid lane. Hasmut now grouping with his team way too early in the game. Level 11 on grouping. This is one of the things I absolutely hate about Saigon Buffalo and why I personally really dislike Hasmut on, because he has no idea how to play this champion past the laning phase. He always overgroups and deprioritizes his own XP, which is so crucial for this champion. So now we have an On here. He is grouped with his team. They are ready to fight for the dragon. But this On doesn't have an item. He's not level 13 yet. So I would favor Hero heavily in a fight.
Especially because Artifact does have that stun available, as well as Hero perhaps making a play. Culling does come through from Shogun. And now the big question is who's going to go for the second engage. Cyclone available as well for Penguin. And Hero's just looking to perhaps make a play on a squishy target right there. Dominus available as well. Secures that water. Now they do spot that all-important Herald. Tadwood does not connect. However, the Cyclone makes sure that BJ goes down. And now Hasmut is in a terrible state as well. Gets chunked as well. And with that, they should be perhaps able to pick up this first dragon of the game for them.
Yeah, I'm really confused looking at Saigon Buffalo. They were so clean in their setup, so clean in their execution in game one, and now they're back to their old selves where they overforce all the time. No reason to fight here, especially after losing the initial engage. You got the flash from Annie, but maybe you should not fight without two of your important ultimates. And then I have no idea what BJ is doing the whole game, so it's slowly but surely slipping out of control. Now, it's not insurmountable so far, the lead for Team Secret, but they do have a Zeri Lulu, and Wukong is also going to scale quite well into the team fight. So Saigon Buffalo need to stabilize, they need to slow down their gameplay and not overforce, especially at the hands of BJ, who's honestly just having a horrible game now in game 3.
And not only do they sort of just do ridiculous groups, most importantly, yeah, they're only 3k gold behind, but they're losing out so much of that all-important XP. I mean, Hero should probably just hit level 14 within the next 2 to 3 waves, which means that he's almost 2 levels up on and on, which should never happen. And with that, they really need to look forward to how they're going to play these next fights. Because if we just look at the items that they have as well, yeah, we do have 2 items on Shogun, but those 2 items are not worth the 2 items that Eddie has on that Zeri, because Zeri, once she hits that Hurricane second item spike, she starts to really, become
Froggy
a monster.
might have overstepped.
Froggy. Cyclone used by Penguin as well, though. And now Eddie should just probably pick up this wave once again. But this sort of A-ramming they're doing is quite unnecessary, in my opinion. Yeah, you do want to sort of make sure that you don't lose that tier 1 mid lane turret quite early on.
Again.
Tidal wave connecting though, and Froggy's the one that looks to make the next play, and Shahu does go down. But now it is Hero going through, and he lands the stun, but in the end he does have the stopwatch, and he should go down. And that is another kill picked up by Froggy.
Speaking of overforcing things, Team Secret, why though? You have such a strong side lane setup right now. You have good flank opportunities as well. Stop overgrouping into SGB as well. Why? What are you doing in the mid lane? They are just... That was 2 easy kills to the main carries of Saigon Buffalo, who suddenly come back to a very close... it's only 1.5k gold now, the difference, which really doesn't amount to much, because most of the gold lead is on Hero, which is gonna matter some, but if he dies like that with his super squishy build and just yeah, in this team fight we can see how the Renekton is not really built for 5v5. He wants to one-shot someone and then trade his life for the ADC, which he couldn't do here. But yeah, honestly, there's no reason to fight. He used everything. Flash, ultimate, tried his Prowler's Claw as well, and nothing worked. Now he's dead. He doesn't have flash for the next dragon fight.
Most importantly, he had no follow-up whatsoever. I mean, yeah, I can sort of understand you, the Renekton, you do want to get that pick on a squishy carry. However, even if he were to have gotten that kill,
yeah,
he just given away his shot down for free, as well as 4 assists to SGB for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, and I want to emphasize again, if this is the first time watching VCS for you, these players have been on stage for 5 hours, so their brains are fried. They are not playing up to their standards. If you want to watch a good VCS team, Game 1 was quite amazing from SGB. They looked very clean. Game 2 looked much better from Team Secret side. Game 3 is very rocky from both teams, and I feel like we have to cut them some slack for just having to sit on the stage, not knowing how long it's going to take till they end the game. But they still have to play out the game. It's 22 minutes in. 4th dragon is coming up very shortly, and this one might decide the game. We're so close. These two teams are very, very close to each other, and whoever gets the best opportunity in the next 5 minutes or so probably is going to run away with this first series of the VCS.
Hero could look forward to picking up BJ once again, though, but now Froggy just makes sure to keep that distance. But Hero is quite strong in the end. BJ has to use a stopwatch, but Hero does go down. Shogun goes down as well. And now Eddie could look forward to really popping off. Call of the Forge What does not land on Eddie and move that. He should be able to pick up Hazlitt quite easily in this fight. And now BJ also needs to be careful because Penguin is waiting. He does not have that Cyclone ultimate available. And Eddie going quite deep right there.
What is going on?
That he goes down. Froggy once again, the one that picks up that kill. Now Artifact could be in a lot of danger as well. But he does have the movement to get up once again. And exactly as I say that, Froggy goes in completely bonkers once again. Artifact does pick him up in the end, however, but BJ should go down as well to show, meaning in the end that is a 3-for-3 trade.
I think it was a 4-for-4. The other two's
it was
already.
Yeah. Starts off with a 1-for-1, and then in the end it turns into an additional 3v3 on top.
Okay. Just quoting myself here, both teams aren't really playing up to their standards, but it's a fun little fiesta. I'm not entirely sure what we are doing. SGB was walking on the line there, and if Shogun doesn't overextend, not Shogun, Eddie, I meant, in the tower dive, I think Team Secret has a really good shot at running away the game with a significant advantage. We also saw quite amazingly the Wukong execute himself into Talia E later in the fight, but let's take a look at Shogun's positioning. He's just 1v2. Penguin just 1v2 the enemy bot lane. Quite amazing. Now, Eddie is the main focus, and he's slowly but surely cutting through Hasmid, but Hasmid lands a crucial knock-up here, so the chase from Eddie is not quite coming together. Now, keep your eyes on Eddie. What he's doing here is a little bit criminal. He gets stunned on the tower, he can't really back off, he doesn't have the E to go over the wall again, and then it's easy pickings from Saigon Buffalo, but we're still going. We are still going in this fight, and now I want you to keep your eyes on the Wukong. He's almost back in base, but he fancies himself a Froggy, and just goes into the E and insta-dies because he forgot how Talia E worked, unfortunately. So, it's certainly not the highest mechanical level.
At this current point, I'm really not sure if the mics are actually working. However, Eddie could now look to make the next play happen. Does pick up BJ, and a Hero looks forward to chunk Hasmid as well. However, Eddie untouched in this entire fight. Froggy not really able to land that all-important EQ combo as well. Now the Team 1 mid lane turret should finally fall for Team Secret.
Yeah, in the meantime, Secret actually picked up the dragon, so that's quite important. In the long replay, we saw Secret run away with the dragon, now equalizing the dragon count. And this dragon, if it stacks up, is quite strong on all these champions. We have so many auto-attack based champions, even in top and jungle. So the 9% attack speed for the Wukong can actually change quite a bit in the combos, and kill range even on Shogun. But how did this happen? So they get the pick on Zuhao. Nicely done. Now just take the tower, Saigon Buffalo. Just take the tower. Okay, there we go. Nicely done. And they got caught somewhere in here. I want to emphasize once again that Hasmut is grouping with his team permanently. He's level 13, hasn't given out a single item to his team because he's not taking any experience on this on. We have seen this so many times on Hasmut, and I don't understand why this team is still picking him on, because they just can't play this champion. It's infuriating to watch. At least he now finally hits level 14 and can give out some of those scaling items, those on-item upgrades, hopefully to Shogun and then Froggy to make them a little bit stronger. So if we look at the gold advantage, it should be right bang on even if you factor in those on-items.
However, if you do also factor in the current state of XP, especially in the top lane, that does narrow down things quite a bit, because every single level is worth about 400 to 600 gold, depending on what champion you're playing in just the free stats you basically get. However, if we just put that aside, BJ looking to secure a bit of Dragon Baron setup, just places those traps as well as those all-important control wards. And with that, SGB could look forward to perhaps just pressuring this Baron and forcing a potential teleport from Hero.
Yeah, we are still posturing very aggressively. Oh, that actually connected. Can they single out Penguin? They are trying, and that's a flash. That's quite important for the next fight, potentially. No flash on the Wukong means he can't chase down Shogun as effectively. Now can Saigon Buffalo disengage because he is Hero!
Hero goes down over rather quickly, does have the GA available, but now Eddie is popping off in the background. Just chunking down this Ornn, and Froggy is in a lot of trouble once again. He does manage to buy quite some time with the stopwatch. However, Penguin now crashing down on Taki, and it really is Eddie that is looking forward to make these plays happen, and he does pick up the double kill onto Shogun, and now he's looking forward to make it the triple onto Hasmut, and with that he will be able to secure the all-important triple kill on this Theory. And what can I say, he's gonna hit that 3-item power spike very, very soon.
Yeah, this time Eddie didn't go for that weird build of level 1, of game 1, where he completely threw away all their chances of going double blood lifesteal for no reason on Zeri. This time he's back to the standard build, and this time their team fighting prowess is coming together. Saigon Buffalo's composition is very hard to execute with the Nidalee, that single target damage, and it looks so in what Hero does here. But with the amount of time he actually buys through his revival there, he kind of just splits the team up in two, and Froggy deals insane amounts of damage to all of the targets, but it's just not enough to get the kills, and Lucian has kind of blown all his potential in this fight already, walks too close to the sun and gets polymorphed into just some little chicken thingy or whatever it is. And at this point, it's just an easy chase down, no CC on Eddie, nothing to threaten him. So now a Baron for Team Secret. They have finally broken open this game and now are in a winning position. They might just walk away with the first series, the longest series of all time in the VCS.
And Hero does have that 3-level advantage onto Hasmut. It is going to take quite a while until Hasmut will give those all-important Ornn upgrades to his teammates. Now they're just using that Baron to crash down on these turrets, because they do have a bot lane push, if I'm not wrong, if I've just counted the minions correctly right there. Meaning that SGB are in a timer in terms of what they really want to make happen as we close into late game. However, the tidal wave does go through and Xiao goes down rather quickly, but Froggy could look forward to make things happen, but in the end it is just Hero that absolutely annihilates BJ in this fight. I know Eddie is looking forward to perhaps even go into the direction of the Nexus, however they'll just pick up the Inhib and then look for a potential reset as well as the Dragon.
Froggy's trying so hard, he's dealing so much damage, but he can't be the sole damage dealer. We need more output from Shogun, who's pushed back in all these team fights. He has to respect all the CC from the top side of Team Secret, so this Lucian is kind of just looking at his ultimate as the only thing he can do in team fights, and that's not enough to withstand all the damage on the other side. The pick on Zuhao is good again. They start off the team fight without Lulu. Lulu's out of the commotion, but look at Beanjay. He's dead already. Shogun can't fight against Eddie, even with Taki by his side. So at this point, it's all doomed. It's all over. And I can't really see Saigon Buffalo winning this game from this position. They just seem to lack the damage to cut through the targets.
Yeah, they do really need an absolute wonder. Most importantly, I mean, we're currently in the 31st minute, and Beanjay does not have the champion, the items, the current sort of state of the game to really make something happen. 900 damage. The entire game.
That's not the entire game, by the way.
I don't think that's possibly just that one single team fight. The last one
that's just the last team fight. That is not the entire game. That's a little bit of an issue on the graph because 769. That would be quite sad for the top laner who has been in there with all the enemy targets. So yeah, that's just the one team fight. But still, we like to see these graphics, even though they're labeled wrongly. But we haven't had them before, so very happy to have them incorporated in our broadcast here. 3 dragons for Team Secret now, and they're just inches away from winning this game in the first series after getting stomped in game 1. Now, more than 4 hours ago, SGB looked incredible, but ever since, they have really lost the source. They've really forgotten how to play the game in the mid game.
And Hero has as well picked up that Sterex gauge, meaning that he shouldn't really get burst down as easily as he did in that first Baron fight that we saw. But Eddie has also picked up his 4 items. He's in an amazing spot to really carry this win home. And most importantly for me, I mean, what does it really take to sort of facilitate SGB's team comp? And if I'm being honest, it will be a miracle, because there's no real way that Froggy, as well as Beanjay, should really be able to actually pick up anyone of Team Secret at this current game state.
So I do feel like Froggy's putting in a lot of damage. I would like to see the actual damage over the whole game, because Froggy, everyone has been diving into them, and with the Talia anti-dive / kite back abilities, I think he's doing a massive amount, but it's not quite he can't finish off the kills, right? He can put everyone to half HP when they try to dive onto you, but it's very hard to chase down the kills as Froggy, so that has to fall onto Shogun or even Beanjay, and they haven't really been able to deliver. So I need to see the others step up, because I think Froggy's actually doing his part. He's trying his hardest on the Talia. He's 6-3-4, 320 CS, more than 100 CS ahead of his lane opponent. So there's really nothing you can blame him for. The rest of his team just letting him down. Don't even want to talk about Hasmet anymore, because watching his on is just infuriating. At least he's level 15 now, so 2 items given out. That's Froggy and Shogun with the upgraded on item. And we know in the ultra late game, even if you're facing something like Zeri, Lulu, there's an overabundance of damage, and sometimes even Lucians can just one-shot everyone in the enemy team.
That is true. However, he's about 2 items behind Hero. He does. I mean, at the end of the day, he's on. But on isn't just the sort of magic, you hit 30 plus minutes and everything's fine once again, even though you're 3 levels down champion. And Team Secret, they've started the Baron, and they're just being cheeky. Artifact is used that stun on Hazmet, and Shogun could look forward to making a potential culling play. That does connect, however, it's only the fake penguin.
Oh, and now on the other side, Froggy's called out by the Utibas.
Call of the Forge God coming through as well. Now Penguin just gets absolutely chunked by Shogun and BJ right there, but Hero's the one to go in, and he just absolutely one-shots Shogun out of nowhere, and this should be it. They're probably just going to look forward to going for this Nexus. I'm quite confident that they could potentially actually, just rotate towards the bot lane, use those minions as Taki, securing those minions in the mid lane, and with that they should just be able to take this win home.
Yeah, that they will. Team Secret coming back after a stomp in Game 1 from Saigon Buffalo. And once again, in the regular season, it's their reign. They will always be one of the best regular season teams. We kind of tout them as